What's going on, folks? Blitzball Champ back with a brand new video here on YouTube. So, first of all, before I get started, I just want to give a heads up and apologize in advance. I went back to my old webcam because apparently the new one that I had kept having zooming and focusing issues randomly during recording. So I had to go back to this old one, which, gets the job done and doesn't have to worry about that. So, yeah, it is what it is, but hopefully I'll get a new and better, long lasting webcam that won't have that issue. But anyway, this video tonight is pretty much going to be my thoughts on Cam Newton after he released a video on his YouTube about his current status with his injury and his future. What's next for Cam Newton, and there's quite a lot that I want to say. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, um, it really sucks that it had to come down to this. I mean, a lot of focus had been on Cam Newton's health for a long time, at least for the last couple of seasons. And at first, it was all about his shoulder, which, he had gotten two surgeries on. But this time, it's actually different. It's actually his foot. It was a foot sprain when he played in the third preseason game this year. It is later revealed that it's something called a Lisfranc fracture. I actually have it up here, which is pretty much one or more of the metatarsal bones are displaced from the tarsus, just to go into specifics. But that's what Cam Newton has. And apparently, according to the history of this type of injury, it can potentially take weeks to months or even longer to come back from, or potentially, possibly, career ending, which, of course, wouldn't want that on anybody. But unfortunately, that's what the case is, and that Cam Newton, does not want or plan on getting surgery for this. But right now, he's out indefinitely, and there's really no timetable on when he will be back. Um, one of the things he talked about in his video is, he hid the fact that the injury turned out, is a lot worse, and the fact that really wasn't able to do what we all know Cam is able to do when he's 100% as a dual threat quarterback. I could see both sides of this coin. I mean, I get how some people could view this as a pride issue, being the fact that tried to play through injury, tried to be the literal Superman that he is. But at the end of the day, he's human, and it took a lot. And I have respect for Cam and being able to come out in the open like this and say, hey, this is how bad it is. I was not anywhere close to 100% to be out there on that field and be able to contribute to the team. And I also had to take the time to apologize to Norv Turner, because I honestly thought that that last play, that fake reverse in the Tampa Bay game, was a really really dumb call. But then, with Cam coming out in the open and saying he really wasn't healthy enough or really physically able to run a quarterback sneak. Because let's all be for real. Cam was 100%. I'm sorry. Y'all can say what y'all want. He's getting that first down, if not a touchdown. Let's just be real. Y'all can call it hypotheticals here and there or whatever, but let's be real. Fourth down and a half a yard, which that's the thing. They didn't even have to score a touchdown. All they needed was a half a yard, and it would have been first and goal. A healthy Cam Newton would have gotten that 1 yard, as he's done a ginormous amount of times in his career. Let's be real. Let's not even front. Anyway, he wasn't physically able to. And, I have to respect that. And, it makes sense now. It makes a lot of sense now. So I have to retract my bashing of Norv Turner after hearing Cam Newton's words. I get, just trying to be out there for your teammates, trying to endure through a lot. I mean, it makes me kind of think about Steve McNair. I mean, that dude is, may he rest in peace. Steve McNair, he took a lot of injuries and just a lot of wear and tear on his body, just over his NFL career. So, I mean, I get it. I totally get it. But it's good that, Cam Newton is being mature about it. He's coming out in the open, saying what's up with his foot. And he's under the realization that he has to heal and get back to 100% before even thinking about taking the field again. And that's hard for anybody to say. I can imagine. That's hard for anybody to be able to say and really come to terms with. Cuz I get it. We all want to be out there on the field, trying to help our team win. You could say that for anybody in any sort of athletic competition, or just competition in general, especially any sort of team competition. But, Cam had to do the right thing. He had to humble himself and do the right thing by taking a step back and really take time and focus on getting 100% healthy. And I know it hasn't been easy considering, how last season went and just, what the team has been through, especially what Cam has been through. But this is the necessary steps that has to happen. So I greatly appreciate and respect where Cam Newton's coming from. He's grown, he's matured, and I believe that he's handling this the right way. And honestly, I'm at the point where I don't really try to pay too much attention to what the media has to say, because the media is always going to come up with some sort of stuff to bash Cam with, because, I mean, it's been like that for years. I mean, let's not kid ourselves, and it's disappointing when it has to come to that. But, I mean, at the end of the day, media is going to, say what they want to say and think what they want to think. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. It is what it is. But it's good to see him, come out with this video, on his terms and tell his story, what he's really feeling, what his mindset is, from the man himself, without having to be bombarded with a whole bunch of random questions and, to try to stir the pot or whatever. He did this video and came out, just being him and being real, from his heart. And I have nothing but respect for that. I do. You know, so I definitely support Cam Newton, willing to take as much time as necessary for him to come back 100%. And I definitely don't think he should take any shortcuts or any chances like that. Go through the process, whatever rehab, however long is necessary, do it. And then come back 100%, and we'll see what happens. Now, I know that, let's be honest with ourselves. We'll talk a little bit about the Carolina Panthers fan base. We know, as any other Panther fan can relate and see, we know this fan base is loaded with Cam haters. Let's be real. It's loaded with Cam haters. Probably ever since the beginning. Now, when it comes from other fans of other teams, it's not going to really surprise me. They're going to think what they want to think. They're going to say what they want to say. 1 second. And that's understandable. They cheer for their teams. They root for their teams. They want to, obliterate every other team. I get it. But with the Carolina Panthers fan base, from my experiences, from just seeing, talking to, some other fans, whether it's on the Facebook team page, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. There's a ginormous amount of Cam haters. And honestly, it's really unfortunate and it's really messed up. Looking at a lot of things, throughout Cam Newton's career since 2011 up to now. That's 8 years. Now, here's the thing. Where I'm at personally with this, Cam Newton is still the Carolina Panthers franchise quarterback. Therefore, he's still my quarterback. And I will continue to root for him until he's no longer on the team. Plain and simple as that. If I can, being the Carolina Panthers fan that I've been since the beginning, since the franchise debuted, if I can endure through a 1-15 season, if I can endure through the likes of having quarterbacks like Chris Weinke, like David Carr, like Jimmy Clausen, like Rodney Peete, Vinny Testaverde, then I can go through this. I can go through Cam Newton. Plain and simple as that. Another problem that I have is I see so many of this fan base hate on Cam like he's the worst quarterback in Carolina franchise history, which is ridiculous. Look, I get that one of his biggest issues is accuracy. But come on. That's been that way since he debuted in the NFL. Let's not kid ourselves. And what bothers me so much about it is Cam Newton being the dual threat quarterback that he is, ended up breaking the rushing touchdown record for a quarterback, despite the accuracy, which I know that has nothing to do with throwing. Despite the accuracy, he debuted in the NFL and won the Rookie of the Year. Won the Pepsi Rookie of the Year. And you know what's funny about that? That's the year where he threw the most picks of his career. He threw 17 picks. That's the most he's ever thrown in a season. Not only that, that was the season where he threw for 4,000 yards, over 4,000 yards. Let's keep that in mind. Despite the accuracy, let's keep that in mind. 2015. Yes, with the accuracy issue. 2015. This man helped lead a team to a Super Bowl appearance with a 15-1 record and won the NFL MVP. Despite the accuracy, despite not being the best quarterback out there on paper. Because, I mean, of course he's no Tom Brady. Of course he's no Peyton Manning. Of course he's no, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. I get it. That's fair. That's fair. But come on. Like, y'all can ignore that in the background. But come on. Like, the same guy, despite his accuracy issue, was voted by his peers and just overall in general as the number one player in the NFL out of 100. The top 100 players in the NFL, the prior season, he was voted number one. Number one. Out of 100. Number one. So honestly, why so much Cam hate among the fan base? A big part of it boggles my mind. Because to be honest, and maybe, I wasn't looking at the right sources or here and there, but to be honest with you, I didn't see a lot of that back in the Jake Delhomme days. I didn't see a lot of that back in the Jimmy Clausen days, the David Carr days, the Matt Moore days, the Rodney Peete, Vinny Testaverde days, the Chris Winkie days. I'm just saying, maybe I missed something here, but I'm just going by what I've seen. Maybe my eyes are blinding me, but I'm just being real. And during the time before Cam took the big hit in the Steelers game last season, he was having a great year, especially completion-wise. He was having an MVP-like year. And it even showed in the record. They were 6-2 before he got hit and was no longer deemed healthy. And it showed. No, I'm not saying it's all his fault, but it was noticeable. Ultimately, what I'm saying is, despite all the Cam haters of this Carolina Panther fan base, specifically this fan base, with all that he's done for the team, despite going through, the the times of immaturity, despite going, being, a quarterback that struggles with accuracy. He has his moments, but it's a weakness. I can admit that. I have no problem admitting that. After all, he's not a pocket passer. He's a dual threat quarterback. Always has been. But does this man not deserve an opportunity, at least one opportunity, to come back 100% and get one more shot at this? Does he not deserve that? Really? Like, there's not really a whole lot more I want to say about this. So I'm gonna leave this video on this note. And by all means, as usual, comments, likes, dislikes, y'all's thoughts in response to this is greatly welcomed and appreciated, because I'm always down for hearing opinions of others. No problem. But I'm gonna say this, to end this video. I'm gonna say this, and this comes from the heart, for real, from the heart. We've seen players like Vontaze Burfict, as dirty as he plays, he's gotten opportunity after opportunity, excuse me, to play in the league. With all the weed and drug issues that Josh Gordon has dealt with, has gone through, he's back reinstated. The Michael Vick dogfighting. After all that he went through, he got another shot to play in the NFL when he got to play for the Eagles. And there's definitely many, many more out there. The whole Ray Lewis murder accusation or whatnot. Yeah, he was still able to play and actually won one more Super Bowl before he retired. And there's many, many things. I won't get into a whole lot more than what I just named. But with all that, Eric, I'll even throw Eric Reid in there, because he plays for the Carolina Panthers now, and he got another shot. And hopefully at some point in time, Colin Kaepernick will get another shot in the NFL with a job. But for there to be still standing Cam hate, with all that he's done for the Carolina Panthers organization, accomplishments, as a leader, or as a growing leader, because I feel that he has grown over the years. Took a long while. But all that he's done for this team, for a big percentage of the Carolina Panthers fan base, if y'all are sincerely not willing, despite all that he's done for this franchise, and y'all are not willing to allow this man, and like I said, this is not to take away from Kyle Allen. If he's able to come in and continue what he's been doing with the team as the new starting quarterback, then by all means, the team will be even in more good hands, because they're able to ride that momentum. So I'm not taking anything away from that. I'm just not jumping to quick conclusions that he's the guy after one game. No, I'm not going to do that. There has to be consistency. It has to be consistency. But continuing my point, Carolina, if the biggest percentage of the Carolina Panthers fan base, despite all that Cam Newton has done for this franchise, if they are honestly not willing to give this man a fair shot after rehabbing however long it may take to come back 100% and have the opportunity to be an MVP caliber player again. I'm not saying that it's guaranteed for sure going to happen, but if you honestly don't feel like he deserves that chance, then that just greatly confirms right then and there what I've been saying for the past 2, maybe 3 or so seasons. That a big portion of the Carolina Panthers fans are some of the most fickle fans in the entire NFL. Straight up, and that's from the heart. That's from the heart. So, this is Blitzball Champ signing off. I'm out.